Am squash way of Gilon. Am squash way of Maranello no lead the hot moon now in. Ello could ya Gilow. Gadiud am Gagan. Gadiud am Gagan. Biche yud Gilon Dio Dinan. Biche. Nuje au nel Zibaig. We have inhabited this region for thousands of years. Thousands, 10,000 years. We are not feeling honored tonight.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
In the so-called United States, what we call Turtle Island, there's a long history of theft, of taking. They take the land, they take the water, they take our children. This long procession. And when we talk about adding insult to injury, there's this visceral response when a taking takes place. And when they take our identity, sometimes it's just the last straw.
Indian. Who's that? Columbus come up with that name? Indian?
I grew up on going to Western movies when I was a kid.
You know, Tonto, that's what you saw on TV.
And watched the cowboys chase the Indians, and the Indians shoot the arrows at the cowboys, and the cowboys shoot the Indians. And
maybe things from my childhood. Probably the iconic picture of
a savage
with a headdress.
Barely dressed, feathers in his hair. You know, that's unfortunately what comes to my mind no matter what I would try to do. If you hold me to it, that's the first thing that I can envision.
The word itself, Indian, conjures up to me who I am, because that's what I've heard growing up all my life, both from my own people and non-native people. But you get to a certain point in life when you want to start dissecting words and finding out, well, what does that mean? Well, it's certainly not our word for ourselves. It's a nickname imposed upon us by those who colonized, us. And it's used by, teams, colleges, high schools, professionals, as a mascot, which is 100% stereotypical of how society sees Native people or wants to see us. We have to live in the image that they project to us.
For me, being a coach, I really buy into the fact that your players are going to come together around a common theme. Okay, and most of the time when you're playing for a sports team, that's your mascot, that's your name. And so I went in, 100% on Skowhegan Indians. I designed shirts that had logos that had full headdresses, and they were well received within the community. So I thought I was doing something great. To get to the point where the 2014 season, I believe, we had headdresses on our helmets. And that was kind of the apex of it for me. It was shortly after that season that AD at the time came to me and told me, we got to watch out with what we're putting on here. We're getting a lot of pushback.
New tonight, a controversial discussion about a school's mascot. 4 Maine Native American tribes are calling for change.
We brought in a panel of 12 people, and we represented every tribe in Maine. There was Micmac, Maliseet, Passamaquoddy, Penobscot. There was all different ages and genders, and I think everybody had a really different outlook, but everybody was on the same page that we would like it changed.
Thank you for giving us a voice. For many years, we didn't have a voice. And to offer us a voice, it feels wonderful to be able to actually ask us what we think.
Using Native people as mascots and nicknames really has met its time. It's time to move on.
Native people have come to a place now where we're recognizing the harm that it's doing to our people, and has done for decades, but we didn't know how to address it. Now we have this forum, and you're opening a door for us to address it. This is a good thing.